Muri yeZimbabwe sekuziva kwamanga muchizviita tirari akufambira nyaya haachaite nyaya dzekutora social commentary. So zvandiri kukumbira muri yeZimbabwe makapinza vhidhiyo rino iri mu200 likes nekukasika. Aiwa ndichange kuti ndichirova maupdates ezvinhu zvinopisa achona ezvinhu zvikuteerera munyika yedu yeZimbabwe makaramba muchilike fast mavhidhios epanapa ndichange ndichimamhanyira maupdates akaita seaya nekuti ndaona kuti saidi remaupdates ayaya hapasisina ari kumatora ari kumarova. Ndikataiwa muri yeZimbabwe inofanira kuziva zviri kuitika munyika yedu yeZimbabwe. Rega ndimbovarovera 1 video but makandidadisa pavhidhiyo rino iri aiwa ndinodzoka nawo maupdates akaita seayaya. Muri yeZimbabwe sekuziva kwamunozviita paya ndaitofambira nyaya dzinenge dzichipisa mastreets esocial media. Ndandamboita 4 days 7 days ndisingaposte nekuti nyaya tikuita dzekumbotsvaga ndichifambira but makaratidza rudo kumavhidhios akaita seaya ndinomawanza. Update yandinayo update yaSulumani Chimbetu. Arisi arasa mwana ndo munhu wandiri kutaura nezvaakaimba song yekuti arisi arasa mwana. So Sulumani Chimbetu opimba Grace Mugabe. Zvaapimba Grace Mugabe achimuudza shoko rerudo achiti iwewe unoita kunge kamwana kadiki kune mukadzi wangu ichembere anoita kunge ari kuenda iye achiuya hanzi anoita kunge asina musoro. Soda kuisirai machatsi alikiswa nachatunga achiti Sulumani machatsi ako ndinawo ende uri wekushaya. Soda kuisirai machatsi moverenga mega. Wapedza kuverenga machatsi aya ndobva ndarova chinext update chamber chiupdate chamber yezvipoko iri kupisa. Ndanimbonei this video, ndanimbonei machatsi. Next update imba yezvipoko. Pandoti imba yezvipoko musashamisike, imba yarura nemagosti. Zvarura nemagosti imba iyi iri kudziva rasekwa. Yakatanga update yemba iyi yakatrenda hayo last week zvichinzi imba yezvipoko ende vazhinji vaida kunyanyoziva kuti chii chakamboitika pamba ipapo. Ndabva ndashifukunyura update. Hama yangu dakusiya mchinzwa audio iyi munhu akakurirawo kumaraini ikoko aimbopasvikawo vachitamba vari vana vadiki kusvika nhasi ataura zvizere maererano nepamba apa pazvinoera zvinoshamisa. Ndatinzwei paaudio. Much love.
Hey, what's up? Alright, so yeah, that house is in Snakeback. It belonged to a gentleman called Lilifordia. He's the one who built it. If you look at the area where the house is, it's actually called Lilifordia. There's a very good private school there near as well called Lilifordia Primary. It was all his works. So now this gentleman only had daughters, and his daughter was married to the semi-levies now, to a semi-levy guy, and then that's how the semi-levies like inherited, I guess, most of the wealth, perhaps all. I don't know. I wouldn't know. They would know their numbers better. But then now it's rumored that this gentleman was very racist. So what he used to do was he used to hunt game, but then most of the times he wouldn't hunt game. He would end up shooting black people. Remember, this is colonial time, just right before or maybe during even the liberation struggle, right before. I wouldn't know now the dates. So he used to shoot black guys, and then after killing especially trespassers, he would shoot, and then after he shoots you, they would dig a grave, put you in there, and then plant a gum tree. If you know people who know this area very well, they'll tell you back in the days it was filled with gum trees before they got chopped down by people. And I remember when we used to ride bikes going there as kids because the road was so smooth, the tar there was so smooth, and it was descending. So we would have like joy rides racing one another until we get to that area. And as soon as we got to those gum trees, you just feel these chills, you just feel this presence, and immediately kids being kids, we'll just tell one another like, guys, let's go home, and then we'd leave, of course. So now as I went to the house so many years ago with friends to check it out, if you went into the basement, you realize that there was like a mine shaft. There's a mine shaft, or maybe they've sealed it now, that goes into the mountain where these guys were mining gold. So it's like they were mining gold and the farming was almost like just a cover up, or maybe diversifying, I don't know. But then now rumor says that all those guys he was killing, in their numbers, they were giving him problems now. And then some of his workers who were African were now assisting him with appeasing the spirits, or suppressing the spirits, I would say. So it's like the trouble began when the guy died. That's what rumor says. That the trouble began and the guy died. All those people that he had killed, so now when the land reform thing happened, the farm was taken by war vets, and then they took the farm, they took the house as well. The house was taken by a lady called Comrade Yondo. Now I was in primary school. This we were there. The house was taken by a lady called Comrade Yondo. Now Comrade Yondo, she took the house and then she put the furniture. If you notice on the house, it's got like what is it, 4 stories? It's 3 stories, and then the last story, the 4th one, is a little office. It's the guy's office, and then if you go inside, it goes like a story or 2 down, and then you go out, and then there's a basement. So Comrade Yondo put her furniture on the ground floor. I think her furniture could only fit on the ground floor. She went, she slept. The following morning, she was outside. All her furniture was outside, and then she put the furniture back in the house. And then the following morning again, the furniture was outside again. And then I don't know how long it took. I think maybe a week or so. And then she abandoned the house. She said, okay, this is it, guys. I'm leaving. She left. She went. And then after that, it's like people immediately got scared of the house because some really knew the history of what had happened in this area. So now, go on maybe a year or 2, it was then taken by the late Sabina Mugabe, sister to the late former President Robert Mugabe. She took the house, but she didn't immediately occupy it. What she did was she called those guys, Mbira Zenari. So you can get hold of them and they'll give you their account as well. The guys in Mbira Zenari went to the house. They did, I don't know, I think they tried to do like a cleansing operation or some stuff. I wouldn't know. But then midnight, they left the house. Midnight they left the house, and then their advice to Sabina was just leave this house, leave it, don't go in there. Yeah, so Sabina left the house, and then after Sabina left the house alone, now people were scared now, like, okay, these guys came and then this happened, and then now what? So ever since that period, now we heard rumors that there was something that was roaming about this house. And then I remember hearing so many stories that there's a huge snake that goes around this house. Like, it just goes, it basks like on the yard. If you're on the yard and there's like a bit of sunshine, you'll see the snake, and like you really can't do anything to it. So I thought it was a myth. Honestly, I thought it was a myth until in 2016, January of 2016. Yes, I went there, and I've got pictures I'll send you as well. I went there with a cousin of mine. We went up there. When we got there, the house was empty until like it was always empty anyway. So we get there, the house is empty, and then there were like little kids playing on the yard. Now these kids were like, so us, these kids were like, okay, is there anyone who stays there? And they're like, yeah, no, our dad is paid to take care of this house. It's like a caretaker, but he doesn't stay in the house. He stays in a little dwelling which is just by the side. So I asked them, okay, where's your dad? And then the kids are like, no, that's him, like just right below the mountain. He was walking up, and to my surprise, I wondered why he wouldn't just take a shortcut up the mountain. He was going through the whole driveway going up. So I took a shortcut, and then these kids are just by the fence, because I took a shortcut within the mountain, like going down. And then these kids are just by the fence looking at me. So, I kept on looking back. It felt like I was in all those horror movies, So I'm looking back, I'm like, why are these kids looking at me with such, they're filled with pity. You could tell these kids are feeling so much pity for me, like, this guy. So I'm going down, and then I noticed there were like so many huge holes within the mountain, and I'm like, okay, something stays here. Like, something definitely stays here. It was like an episode of Wrong Turn or something. So I get to the bottom, and then I see this old man. I'm like, and then he's like, how did you get down here? Did you take a shortcut? I'm like, yeah. And then he just laughed. He giggled, actually. But he giggled with so much dismay. And he's like, why did you do that? You didn't feel anything at all? I'm like, no, I was fine. And he's like, hey, my friend, there's a huge snake that roams around this place. Like, it's actually unexplainable. This thing is beyond natural. So I thought, again, these guys are being mythical, hey? But it's like this old man knew. I don't know if he's still there. I'm gonna check with my old phone book to see if I still had his number, because I used to call him most of the time if I wanted to just go chill by the house. So he says to me just before we left the house, he says, it's now, was it 4 o'clock? Yes, he said it's now 4 o'clock, you are definitely gonna see this snake. And I said, okay. So apparently we had a scooter, and it was myself and my cousin, and then we were on the scooter, and then we were riding down the mountain. And then as we got into like the little driveway, not driveway per se, but you know those roads where it's like the left wheel, the right wheel, and then grass in between. So we were riding, going out, and I saw this huge snake. I have never seen a snake that huge in Zimbabwe. I think in my life basically, and it wasn't a python. It's black. It's like charcoal black. It's not even shiny. This thing is huge. It was like as thick as my thigh, and I'm telling you, I'm not so skinny. Like, hey, yeah, I remember we never slept that night. We didn't sleep. So like when we then told people, because we actually had a little encounter with the snake, we fell off the scooter, etc. When we fell off, when we got up to try and run away, the snake was gone. Like it was gone, just like that. So when I told people, and they're like, no, that thing is not natural. Like with how big it is, can you explain how fast it disappeared? And I was like, yeah, I can explain how fast that thing disappeared. So that snake roams about that mountain and that house. If you stay in that house for a week, well, I wouldn't advise you to, but anyway, if you stay around that house for a week, you will definitely see the snake, and you will never have power to even attempt to attack it at all. Yeah. So apparently now, they're saying all those dead souls that were murdered by this Lilifordia guy, those are the ones that are like proclaiming the mountain and the house. So really, anyone who tries to go there, you will feel those souls. And I guess there are so many because this was like years and years of the guy doing his practices. Eh? So rumor has it that some of his, like I said, some of his employees, they were complaining that the gold they were mining wasn't being caught well enough because of the atrocities the guy was doing. So they were doing some sort of voodoo such that the gold would come out more regardless of what they had done to the land by killing people. So it's like it was now a mixture of avenging souls and the voodoo these guys were doing, which got the house to be haunted. And sure, I can attest to this that all my life, like ever since I was born, up until like adult life, of course, I moved out of my parents' house, but out of all the way out of adult life, all the way from primary into adult life, I mean, that house has never been occupied by anyone at all. If you go in the house, if you go inside, you realize that it was actually vandalized by people. Because now there were people were just giving one another rumors that no, this house it's got the white guy was hiding gold in the ceiling and whatnot. So vandals are the ones actually got in and vandalized the house, hoping to find treasure, etc. But no one has actually ever had the balls to stay there.